making what possibly could be his final start in a Cub uniform here at Wrigley Field.
The professor to the mound, possibly the last time in a Cubs uniform. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Up the middle, Swanson is there waiting, spills out of his glove, throw to first.
Yet another sparkling performance here today.
Tommy Javi's going to make the pitching change here. This is a nice moment.
These fans, man, it's the best place in the world. Best fans in the world.
They can hear you. What's your message to them?
Just love you guys. Love everything. So many special memories. It's going to take me a long time to sit through and remember, to just reminisce on everything, but it's all because of you guys. So thank you for everything.
And welcome to Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Final game of the year, number 162, Reds and Cubs. What a special day it was yesterday. And welcome inside the broadcast booth, John Sciambi, Jim Deshaies. That was really cool stuff yesterday.
Yeah, it really was. We were looking forward to seeing Kyle pitch yesterday. He pitched brilliantly. The fans responded. Just a beautiful day for Kyle Hendricks, the way his teammates rallied around him. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt. Emotional for sure. So from a veteran to the rookies, those have been the guys that have really fueled this team's success, at least in part. Young guys have made up a large aspect of the success of this team.
Yeah, and you start to look forward to next year and what may be in 2025, and you start to think about these four guys right here, the impact they made this year, and hopefully even a bigger impact coming next year. Michael Busch over from the Dodgers in the offseason deal had a heck of a year, 21 home runs, and one of four rookies with 20 or more, 5 consecutive home runs early in the year, and then 5 games in a row with a home run, rather, and sparkling defense as well. Speaking of sparkling defense, how about PCA? 14 outs above average, tied for 4th among center fielders. Wasn't in the lineup all year either, so those numbers would have been even bigger. I'm really anxious to see what he brings to the table next year. Shota Imanaga, when the Cubs signed him, I think most of us thought, okay, they got a good, solid middle-of-the-rotation type pitcher. Wrong! An all-star, a brilliant year for Imanaga, 2.91 ERA, 3rd among National League qualifiers, bunch of strikeouts, doesn't walk people. A very impressive rookie campaign for Shota. And then kind of out of nowhere, right, Porter Hodge. We saw him in spring training. He had a big arm, but the rap was doesn't throw enough strikes. That was not the case at the big league level. It's a pretty good sample. 39 games, a .88 ERA. Opposing hitters hitting just 132 against the big hard-throwing right-hander.
Yeah, he was great, and nice to see the job that those 4 rookies did for the Cubs this season. When we continue, one Taylor McGregor with her Prevagen memorable moments from the 2024 season.
This is you, and this is your surprise.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Final day of the season here at Wrigley Field. Kind of has the feeling of the last day of school, but fans gathering to celebrate the final day of the Cubs season here at Wrigley Field. We've had a little fun this weekend playing, what do you remember about 2024? So on Friday, I gave my highlights, my memorable moments. Yesterday was Boog's turn, including wearing a tie for that headshot for some silly reason. He focused on Shota and Justin Steele's complete game and PCA's great catches in LA. And T-Mac is here today to give us her memorable moments of 2024. And you want to talk about PCA as well?
I do, but you wanted to make an amendment to yours during yesterday's game.
Well, because of Kyle.
That was a great moment.
Yeah, that was a great moment.
I had FOMO watching from home, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, let's start with PCA. I think this moment for me was super special. I tried to go outside of the box, maybe remember things that you guys were not going to obviously remember, because the walk-offs and the no-hitter, those were obvious. But for me, this was so cool because of the way Pete Crow Armstrong came onto the scene. Last year was unable to get a hit, and then all throughout spring training, he was fielding questions. What's your back going to look like at the major league level? And for him to get his first major league knock as a homer, pretty cool. And JD, one of the coolest parts about my job is, in a way, sharing that moment with him post-game. You could just feel the emotion that he felt. Something that he had dreamed of as a little kid. So that was super special.
Yeah, well, he's still a little kid.
He's
22 years
true.
old. But yeah, the power is there. He certainly has pop in that bat. But moving ahead, Craig Counsell returns to Milwaukee.
Yes.
Why did you select this moment?
Well, this, again, talk about moments that maybe you guys weren't thinking about. For me, this was something that was talked about so much leading up to this point. How would the fans receive Craig? Yes, there were a lot of boos, but honestly, how many people get booed by an entire stadium? I think that's an accomplishment because it shows that they care. It was a cool I thought it was enjoyable to be a part of, and it created an even deeper layer to the rivalry. It has been there for the past several years, but then Craig comes to the Cubs, and all of a sudden you feel even more intensity in that rivalry. And so for me, it was special. And every time the Cubs go to Milwaukee, it seems like it's an amazing series, and that continued as well.
Yeah, a lot of fun for him to return to Milwaukee despite the boost. Last, Boston, Beantown.
Yes.
What's going on?
Okay, so I have been to Fenway Park as a fan way back in 2007. I have never had never broadcasted a game there until this season. So going back with the Cubs was super special for me personally. And then you have to remember that at this point in the season, the Cubbies were rolling. They were well above 500 going into Boston. They had just swept Houston, and you thought, okay, the season's off to a pretty nice start. And then for me personally, being able to go inside the Green Monster, sign it, just one of those special moments for me personally this season.
Now, you kind of bent the rules a little bit because you have an honorable mention that Boog and I did not have.
It wasn't Kyle Hendricks.
No.
No, it was meeting Patrick Dempsey.
McDreamy.
So what you can't hear is I said on the microphone to you and Boog, should I give him a high five? And Boog says, go for it, go time. So I gave him a high five.
Who are you more smitten with, McDreamy or the Philly Fanatic?
Well, listen, me and the Philly Fanatic go way back. I don't know if Patrick Dempsey ever cares to see me again, but I think the Fanatic and I have a rapport. So maybe the Fanatic, but we'll see.
Okay. Hey, thanks. Good stuff. Great
That's
stuff,
awesome.
Taylor. When we come back, Boog is going to grill me. It's 1:20 with Boog and JD.
Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Through it all, by Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer today. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Some shots of our great crew. Appreciate the hard work all season long. Final day of the regular year, game 162, final home game, and yeah, there's our guy. All right, in the spirit of our 121st pitch, caught up with my partner Jim Deshaies to get as many questions in as I could in 120 seconds. Time now for the Xfinity high-speed interview powered by Xfinity. All right, JD, here we go, 120 seconds. We start with a little inside the booth humor. I always ask you when a song is played, who is this? And it's either Dua Lipa or Drake. So I ask you, Dua Lipa or Drake?
Right now? Who do I like?
Yeah.
Dua Lipa.
Okay. Neil Diamond or Billy Joel?
Oh. Billy Joel by a whisker.
Okay. When people stop you on the street, what's the question you most frequently get?
I didn't realize you were that tall. It's not really a question. It's more of a statement.
That's fine. That works.
Yeah, and are we going to win today?
I usually get, where's JD? A key to the game that you're most proud of?
Oh, boy, that's a tough one. I like the themed ones.
Okay.
And a lot of times they're like a musical theme.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I think I had a Bob Seger theme.
Yeah.
Against the Wind.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Sir Mix-a-Lot was
okay.
a good one, yeah.
This is the hardest one you're going to do probably all day.
Pass.
This was given to you by your family. You ready?
Yes.
Snacks or naps?
Oh, my God. Can I have a snack then a nap?
Yes.
I'll do that.
Do you use egregious much in your civilian life?
No, not so much. Mostly here.
Does Cousin Randy know he's famous?
He has no clue.
Okay. What's your favorite baseball card or picture of you?
I don't know. Is it that studio one where I'm looking rather dashing?
Probably.
Maybe.
You are looking dashing, by the way.
I know the one. I'm sorry. There's a three. It goes one of those ones that changes pictures.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because it's me, it's Don Sutton, and it's Mike Schmidt.
Yes.
So
okay.
Moment of what's he doing here?
I know you love Clark. Take that aside for a second. We love Clark.
Yeah.
UB or Orbit?
Oh, I know who this came from. I'm taking UP by a small margin.
Okay. Statement glasses or statement hat?
Hat.
Okay. Who's a better backgammon player, you or your wife, Lori?
Lori.
What did the knuckle curve ever do to you?
Bert Hooten was a pitching coach in Houston for a number of years. I got to know Bert. He was a practitioner of the real knuckle curve. He was really good at it. And all these other guys are throwing this thing. It's like a spiked curveball. It's not really a knuckle curveball.
Do you want to say get off my lawn?
I do, absolutely. My apologies to all the guys that are throwing the knuckle curve in the modern game.
Do I hug you too much?
Borderline.
Okay. Was that absolutely a blaze of glory or acceptable mediocrity?
Acceptable mediocrity, and it's a 2:20 start today, so I feel like I should have gotten an extra minute.
It's a really good point. But you didn't. That's Jim Deshaies, JD, as we like to call him, at 120 seconds.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, coming up, lineups and first pitch, the finale versus the Reds, right after this.
We're so confident in the capability of our SUVs and the performance of our sedans.
Game 162. And let's check out our starting pitcher for today for the Cubs. It's brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Yeah, Caleb Killian will pitch today for the Cubs, a 8th-round pick of the Giants out of Texas Tech back in 2019. Cubs got him in the Chris Bryant deal, the trade deadline, July of 2021. This will be his 5th career Major League start, first this season. He was the bulk guy the other day in Philadelphia. Limited this year due to injury. His season didn't really start till the end of July.
So Killian will get an opportunity against Jonathan India to start it off. And the right-hander delivers. And the first pitch of the game missing downstairs.
6'4", buck 80, 27 years old. Impressed in spring training, flashing 98 miles per hour, and then he got shut down.
Pitches college ball at Texas Tech. He's a Red Raider. Of course, he's part of the deal along with Alexander Canario for Chris Bryant.
Limited looks at the big league level. Command has been an issue and falls behind India here 3-0. Was 44 2/3 innings at AAA this year. He posted good numbers there. 3.22 ERA. That was 7 starts plus 6 trips out of the bullpen. There's the trade details.
The deets. That's what the kids say, right?
Yeah.
And a 3-1 from the righty. That's foul back. Hey, the Reds lineup is brought to you by Ford. And it'll be India, De La Cruz, Stevenson, Steer, Friedel, France, Fraley, Marte, and Maley. There's a sing-songy nature to that lineup. Fraley, Marte, Maley. I would have gone Fraley, Maley, Marte, personally.
Yeah. Well, we got an interim manager down there, probably not thinking of those things. I kind of wish Stuart Fairchild were active and on the roster, because then we could have Friedel, France, Fraley, and Fairchild. You know, these are the things that excite us.
Yes, that's right.
Game 162.
3-2 now. And that's in the dirt, and India will take his base. I told you that I shared your critique of A.J. Hinch's lineup with the manager himself, and he felt it was very fair that the Tigers, just for really the purposes of, I don't even know what, that it goes Green Meadow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Green
Riley
Meadows.
Green and Austin Meadows back to back, and he didn't do that.
No. Anyway.
How hard is it?
Well. Ellie De La Cruz here. The sun has kind of peeked out.
Yeah, it has. Blue skies out over the lake. Breezy again here today, as has been the case all weekend. I don't know if it's as much of a hurting wind today as we've seen, but wouldn't be surprised if that were the case.
That one fouled away. 0-2 on Ellie De La Cruz. Batting average of .259, good on base, lots of slug and the speed, and he's played good defense.
And he's just 22 years old.
Chopper towards first. Bush has it, spins and throws back to first. Save.
We've talked a lot about the improvement for Michael Bush defensively since the beginning of the season. Become very comfortable down there at first base. Good spin. Good feed to second base. Tough to get to on a ball like this with De La Cruz going down the line.
That's drilled right field and going back out contra right there. The Jaguar makes the catch.
Cubs defensively brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield. PCA is in center. You saw the Jaguar there. Kevin Alcantara in right. Ian Happ gets left today, as he does every day. Bush, Warner, Vasquez, Paredes on the infield. Bethancourt behind the plate.
JD, are you one of those people, you know, that Jaguar is a word that really can be, let's be honest, divisive in pronunciation. You have some people that will say Jaguar.
And some people say Jaguar.
Well, that's usually the English, right? The British people.
Yeah.
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
But Jaguar, that club is great. And again, we're working on getting Craig Counsell an infielder's mitt. The Jaguar. I mean, if he walks around, he will next year with that. That is great. Rob. 2 outs, man at first. One pop foul. How about keys to the game? They're brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Yeah, well, here we are, last day of the year, so an opportunity to say thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the spring, and stay safe. Have a great winter. Players will be scattering in all directions after the game today. Getting ready for hunting trips and making tee times and all those other things that baseball players do in the offseason.
Did you hunt up by where you?
It's an area where hunting is very popular, but I'm never a hunter.
No.
More of a gatherer. Not so much a hunter.
There you are. Takes off, pitch in the dirt, and Bethancourt does not get an opportunity to try to cut down De La Cruz.
Yeah, he didn't have the best jump either, and I think if he gets that ball cleanly, he's got a shot at him. It's stolen base number 66 for De La Cruz. He is the major league leader in that department. Obviously a tough ball to handle.
The 2-2. Caleb Killian gets the strikeout. Steer is gone, and the Cubs will come up to hit when we come back. It'll go Happ, Warner, Suzuki, Bush, Paredes, PCA, Bethancourt, Alcantara, and Luis Vasquez is looking for his first major league hit. And Hunter Green is on the mound. Hard-throwing right-hander. And Ian Happ, first pitch swinging.
Brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. A look at Hunter Green, second overall pick in the draft 2017 by the Reds, and he has had a breakout year. 25 starts, 2.83 ERA. He was an all-star. The fastball at averages around 97 miles per hour. .283 ERA, fifth best in Major League Baseball for pitchers with at least 140 innings pitched. This is his second start since coming off the IL. He had elbow soreness.
Really good numbers for him, though. These are the types of numbers that, you know, they were hoping he would blossom into this guy. Second overall pick in 2017, but we're talking 2.83 the ERA. Popped up.
Yeah, he has certainly turned a corner. His time in the big leagues prior to this year, the home run ball was a huge problem, but he's nipped that in the bud.
Yeah.
He only allowed 12 home runs this year.
Here's a 2-2.
It's probably not going to carry.
De La Cruz makes the catch. What's our wind situation today?
I feel like it's blowing in.
Me too.
Might be a little swirly.
Those flags weren't even up the last 2 days, just because the wind was so powerful.
It might be a little left to rightish.
Nico Hoerner now. swings and fouls one off. Nico, last 17 games entering today, getting 400 as Maley takes one off the mask. So Horner's been hot, finishing strong. Played good defense. He is second in the National League in wins above replacement among all NL second basemen. Only Ketel Marte has registered more WAR. One out, bases clear, no score. Hunter Green deals. Lazy fly to right. Fraley with the wind pushing it up against the wall, and he makes the catch.
Thought that ball would ultimately drift out of play, but it stays in, and Fraley with a good job concentrating all the way. He knows that wall is approaching.
And now it's Seiya Suzuki. Fastball right through there at 98. Had a good year for Seiya. Batting average sitting at 283. The slug is excellent. He's done a lot of good work against the Reds this year. 405 in 10 games with 8 extra base hits.
Loves that Reds laundry. Lights up when he sees it. Making that transition to DH hasn't bothered him at all. The Reds defensively is brought to you by Northwestern Medicine. It's a steer Friedel Fraley left, center, right. The international team on the right side of France and India. De La Cruz, Marte short third. Luke Maley behind the plate.
On the ground, that's third base. Marte. 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs. End of 1. 0-0.
No score as we go to the top of the second. Game 162, the final game of the regular season, which means it's time for thank yous and goodbyes until next year. And that's exactly what Ian Happ is very good at. When he took left field today, he went right to the bleacher bums in left field and threw a baseball to bleacher Jeff that said, thanks so much for the support. Go buy some beers for the left field bleacher crew along with $200. So classy act by Ian. We've talked to him before about how much that group means to him, just the support day in and day out, and that's part of what makes this place special. The bleacher bums and everything that happens out there night in and night out, guys.
Friedel bounces out. Yeah, Ian Happ with that strong connection to the folks out there in left. And it's, I mean, today's just an example of kind of the punctuation mark on it when he's interacting with them constantly, continuously as games go on and as the season goes on. Ty France here with 1 out. And Killian.
Good action on that slider. It's a pitch if you throw enough strikes and work from in front of the count, you're going to get a lot of chase with that.
Fouled away. Folks, this Cubs game is available in Spanish, brought to you by Toyota on your SAP audio setting. And it's provided by WRTO 1200 AM. The great Miguel Esparza with the play-by-play. 2-1 down. Come on now, Shane Leibensparger.
Yeah, there's always narrative around the final day of the season when you got two teams that are not part of a playoff race that everybody's going to be up there swinging at the first pitch and the umpire's going to have a huge zone and you're going to move the game along, and that almost never happens.
I agree. 3-1. Foul.
Because hitters want to have professional at-bats. They don't want to give away ABs. Players
being evaluated. We're being evaluated. Judging.
Don't give away any at-bats.
No, that's right. By the way, did get a report back from some people on your 120 seconds performance. That one dribbled out to shortstop. Vasquez handles the chance.
Did we get good reviews?
Very. I did have one person check in. What is going on with my hair, man? Anyway, I did have one person check in and just very pointedly say, I knew he'd never pick between naps and snacks.
That's a tough call. It's like, which one of your children do you like better?
I thought about asking that. That one eats up Michael Busch. Fraley is aboard as Alcantara grabs it.
That'll be a base hit. 101 miles per hour off the bat. Enough time to slide over and get in front of that one. Little Ole action trying to pick it. Good job at getting low, right? Try to get down, set the eyes.
Yes.
At the level of the hop. Just too much on that one.
Center field, Pete Crow Armstrong. And that is out number 3. Leary, our producer. Mitch Noxion is down there doing stuff. Chris Kampka did not agree to this. Here's the pitch to Michael Busch.
It's we highlighted the rookies in open segment. Michael Busch obviously being one of them, and it's conceivable that the Cubs have 4 rookies get Rookie of the Year votes this year.
This is hammered down the line, but it's hooking, and that one is foul. That went very far.
Yeah,
not fair.
That ball.
Finish your thought.
That's never happened before, where the Cubs have had 4 rookies get Rookie of the Year votes.
Wow. Yeah, you're somewhere on the ballot. You're saying
down the ballot. Yeah. Imanaga will be, I don't know, top 3 or 4.
I would think.
Michael will get votes. PCI would think will get votes, and maybe even Porter Hodge. If the voters are doing their homework. But it's a deep field. There's a lot of outstanding rookies in the National League.
Churiel made a huge push kind of second half. Obviously Merrill, we knew Skeens. And Busch 21 homers. And you just look at him among NL first basemen, and he's 5th in wins above replacement. Yeah, the youngsters helped a lot this year. I think it's also fun in the case. They all had their different journey as the season wore on. For Busch, there were some dips, but every time there was a dip, he would rebound with a really hot streak, and it led to excellent numbers. And as far as PCA, made a big adjustment in terms of at the plate, getting on that back leg. So, for him, it was almost like a tale of 2 halves. 3-2. Foul back. T-Mac, what do you got?
Well, it just reminds me of the conversation I had with Michael Busch. I asked him what's the biggest thing he's learned during his rookie campaign, and he said to just keep playing. And it's almost in line with the quote that we've talked about from Andy Haynes, who was the hitting coach with Craig, and Milwaukee is currently with the Pirates, how he always said it takes a long time to have a good season. It also takes a long time to have a bad season. So you just have to keep grinding it out and go out there every single day. And that was really the sentiment that Michael Busch echoed as to what he's learned.
Yeah, and it's difficult, right? Your first full season as a major leaguer, all the pressure that comes with that. So when you struggle, you know there's going to be periods of doubt, and you just have to be able to be mentally tough and fight that off.
One to Isaac Paredes. Paredes. His time in a Cub uniform, it's certainly been better at the plate of late, but the power just never quite has materialized, at least again as a Cub. But takes his walks. He does not strike out. More often than not, guys that are up in that category, and he's tops. You go later into the count, you're putting yourself in jeopardy of striking out. He's not a high strikeout guy. He is a high walk rate guy.
It's a different profile that he has. A pull hitter that hits for power, and again, we haven't seen a lot of it here. Typically, that guy does strike out a good bit.
Slider misses outside. Green walks Isaac Paredes, so back-to-back walks from the right-hander. Walks about 9% of the batters he faces. It's slightly higher than average, but it's not like that's a huge issue for him. It hasn't been in any significant way.
No, and because he strikes out a lot of guys, so you can usually live with a few more walks with a guy that runs a high strikeout rate, and he strikes out better than 28% of the batters he faces.
Pete Crow Armstrong now.
Tay way in there at third base.
That one bunted. Right side. India up with it. Flips to PCA. And the runners advance to second and third.
Yeah, a little drag bunt there. I like the idea. You know, got a chance to get a base hit. Nothing else. You move two guys into scoring position. Reds have made some nice plays on him in this series.
Yes.
Fun plays.
Christian Bethancourt here. Bethancourt. Swing and a miss at that slider.
First two games of this series, one has been enough. Reds have failed to score so far this weekend. Field stays back here in the early going, willing to trade a run for an out. Hunter Green's thinking punch out.
Fouled away.
I think that slider was meant to be off the plate, and it backed up on him. Lucky he got away with it because it kind of so bad it was an effective pitch. Follows that up with a good one. Best time to make that adjustment. The very next pitch.
So bad it's good.
Yeah, where instead of just kind of hanging over the middle of the plate, it backed up and it was off the inside part.
Here's a 1-2. Popped up. De La Cruz wandering out. India's out there also. And Elly De La Cruz makes the catch.
Dear unbreakable spirit, you roam on paths called impossible. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Lease a tough new 2024 Tacoma for $319 a month. Toyota. Let's go places.
Here's Kevin Alcantara to hit. On the ground. Backhanded De La Cruz. and the Cubs leave a couple. Big nugget of the game. The Cubs with a 3.09 home ERA this year. It's the third best home ERA the Cubs have had in the last 50 years. Bested only by the 2016 World Series champs and the group in 1992. Great work at home by the pitchers as Killian delivers a strike. And right now in the middle of 32 consecutive home scoreless innings. Did you go scoreless home innings or home scoreless innings? You can go don't care.
How about just scoreless innings at home?
Yeah, that's better. Cubs right now in the middle of 32 straight scoreless innings at home.
Ballpark has played pretty pitcher friendly here this year. It certainly has this weekend. Get over there.
Michael Busch, but Killian able to get over, and Maile retired. Well, how about the fact that the Yankees came to town, and in a 3-game series these teams played, with the Yankees winning 2 of 3 with Judge and Soto and just Wrigley Field. 3-game series, no homers.
None.
Zero. And it was the first time, I believe, since 2012, and it was a series against the Reds.
Speaking of the Yankees, Anthony Rizzo. Bad news for Big Riz. A couple of broken fingers.
Yeah, and his status for the postseason is sort of up in the air at the moment.
Slide ball from Caleb. Second appearance for the Cubs this year. On the 23rd over in Philadelphia, he went 5 2/3 allowed, 6 runs, 5 earned. Walked 4 and allowed 8 hits. So a lot of traffic against him in that game. 6-2 Philly win.
Two Indy awaits, and Killian deals. And now 3 balls and 2 strikes.
This is just Caleb's 5th major league start, 8th big league appearance, debuting back in 2022. Still looking for his first big league W. That'd be nice to check that box here today.
Fallon back to the plate, and a catch made by Bethancourt.
The Cubs in the Big Ten have partnered for the first ever Frozen Confines Big Ten Hockey Series at Wrigley Field. Takes place January 3rd and 4th. The Frozen Confines will feature 3 Big Ten men's hockey games, plus a Western Collegiate women's hockey game. Tickets are on sale now at Cubs.com/Big Ten Hockey. Ooh, good yacker there.
Told he added a knuckle curve.
Yeah, apparently.
What did the knuckle curve ever do to you?
Profound respect for Mr. Bert Hooton. Used it to throw a no-hitter for the Cubs in just his 4th major league start. 4th or 5th.
2 swing and a miss, and Killian off to a good start. 0-0 here at Wrigley. And welcome back. Time now to play mound ball, presented by Tasty Trade. The ball stays on the mound. Cubs season ticket holder Len Arquillo wins $2,000 in the Tasty Trade jackpot. and lend you one. Congrats for winning today's edition of Mound Ball, presented by Tasty Trade Stocks, Options, Futures, Crypto, and Shane Livensparger. Direct hit. Swing and a miss there from Vasquez.
Didn't even have to sweat it out. Set it down right on top of the rubber.
Vasquez lined and caught. Oh, that's not fair. Come on. 0 for 9 now in his big league career.
Well, good swing, great contact, bad luck, and good positioning by Ty France. A couple more chances before the day is done. And Happ with a chance to set his single season home run mark if he goes deep here today.
Green to the plate, and he checks his swing. Ooh, I don't know about that, Chris Conroy. If the replay says otherwise, I promise I'll admit it, but I show it a sec. 0-2. All right, JD, do I owe him an apology?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Sorry, Chris. Chris Conroy, I apologize. Two balls, 2 strikes. Happ, after a rough beginning, first 2 months of the year, really got locked in and put together a fine season. This one popped up, and foul, and it'll get out of play.
Switch hitter home run leaderboard among actives. 7th with 150.
And Happ is gone on strikes and letting Shane Livensparger know about it.
That's a changeup. Poorly executed one, but he gets a call. Splitter, I guess.
And it's above the zone. Warner pops this one up. Foul ground. Melee lands in someone's lap. Row 5, it looked like.
It's interesting. We talked earlier about the guys not wanting to give up at bats final day of the season. A great example of Happ is not going to go quietly back to the dugout after getting rung up on that high splitter. We saw Cub players out on the infield taking early work before the game. Patrick Wisdom, not even in the lineup, was out there taking ground balls.
Swing and a miss, and Horner's in an 0-2 hole. Coming up, we're going to get a chance to chat with Kyle Hendricks. What a day yesterday. Great performance. Emotional day for Kyle, his teammates, and Cub fans. Outside corner, and Nico not happy with that call.
Yesterday, it was a day to remember for Cub fans, and especially for Tommy Hotovy, who had the chance to take Kyle out of what could be his final game as a Cub. I was talking to him today, and he got emotional talking about that moment. He said Craig Counsell sort of ambushed him when telling him to go out on the mound to get Kyle. They had talked earlier in the day about wanting to Kyle to come out mid-inning, but Tommy thought it would be Craig who would go get him, and then it was time, and Craig goes, okay, go. And he goes, what are you talking about? And he goes, you go get him. And he said, I'm not going to get him. And he goes, you're going to go get him. And then he said he took 2 steps up the stairs, and he turned again to Counts and said, I'm not going. And Counsell said, yes, you are. And then he went on to just talk about how special that moment was, and he was almost in tears talking about it. And after this pitch, we'll let you listen to what he had to say.
Getting to be with him from 15 till now, it's 10 years of watching him grow as a player and getting to see the highs, the lows, all the things. For me, it's like way more getting to spend time with him off the field, in the bullpens, around the clubhouse, around the players. That's going to mean a lot to me. So being able to go out there for that moment was definitely special. He's an epitome of like what we want as an organization, of guys that come through here and have success, and it means a lot. It was just.
Talk about what you want as a player. Tommy went on to say how he will take a lot of what he learned from Kyle and always use it in his coaching career, the way that Kyle went about his business, the way that they worked together in partnership of, hey, this worked, this didn't work. And so Kyle will always have an imprint on the Chicago Cubs, especially as long as Tommy Hotovy is the pitching coach, guys.
You remember how far back they go. Tommy was hired as the run prevention coordinator in December of 2014. Kyle debuted in 14, but I mean, he was around for pretty much all of it. And yeah, it's an emotional moment. I also love what Taylor was saying. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Yes, you are.
Yeah,
no, I'm not.
Great move by Counts. Good touch, obviously,
Yeah,
understanding
so.
the importance of the moment for Tommy and Kyle. And what a coach's dream, too, to have a guy who has such aptitude where you can make suggestions. Hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? And a guy that can go out there and execute it. Almost like a caddy golfer relationship. Somebody did something spectacular over here to our right.
Yes, sir. And he grabbed it like a knuckleball. Was he holding on to his beard, too?
Just didn't even have to get out of the seat.
96 from Killian. You, sir.
Kind of acting like he's been there before, too, right? Just, oh, got it.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
You just missed it.
Guy's a Reds fan there. Got the hat.
Thanks, Jim. 3-2. And that's ball 4.
I got even money says he's wearing Reds boxer shorts, that guy.
Come on.
Yeah.
They just missed
come on,
it.
Fam.
His son's got to be like, no, you're messing with me.
You had that ball in your pocket the whole time, Dad. No.
Dad, no. Oh, my hand's a little bit sore.
One shining moment.
And that's
video
a play.
Proof.
Oh.
Video proof, family.
Look at the monitor. Look at the monitor. There I am. That was awesome. Fly ball center field. Armstrong is there.
Whether a data center, small business, or solar array, we have the skills to meet Chicagoland's climate goals. Partner with Power in Chicago and build better construction, better careers, and better communities.
There's TJ Friedl now, 1 out and a man aboard. There's no score here in the 4th.
Always have to be aware of the bunt with Friedl.
Shortened to bunt, and that's a strike.
Had 17 bunt hits last year to lead Major League Baseball. 4 bunt hits this year, but he hasn't played a full season. Basically, about a half a season, 293 ABs.
Reds have been kind of a middle of the pack offense in the 9-ish range runs per game, but of late they've scored just 3 runs in their last 6, including today, and on a 5-game losing streak.
Be in the market for a new manager this offseason.
Indeed.
Recently let David Bell go. That's Freddie Benavides serving as the interim.
The 1-2. Foul ball.
Skip Schumacher leaving the Marlins, so he's going to be available, and he has a sterling reputation. See the story about the tweets about Schumacher and the Cardinals?
I did not see that.
Okay.
Tell
Stay
me.
tuned.
The 1-2. First base, fair ball down the line, and over to pick it up Alcantara. Stevenson seemed a little bit unsure. It'll be a base hit.
Kind of a funky base hit. You see Bush sliding off of first base as he tries to plant his foot to retreat, to change directions. That foot kind of slips out on him a little bit, so he wasn't able to get full extension on that dive. And that just barely fair over the top corner of the base. Stevenson a little choppy around second. Has to drop anchor. So anyway, somebody tweeted, a fan or somebody tweeted about Schumacher coming to St. Louis as a manager, and apparently a couple of the current Cardinal players liked the tweet.
Oh. Careful. That's social media. T-Mac, you're right down there.
Okay, but I have a question about that. You know, as one who's on the good old X machine, I thought you can't see who likes tweets these days. So how did they?
You're really asking Statler and Waldorf. You're asking the Muppet judges to confirm whether you can see who likes the tweets.
No, you can. You can. So that's why I'm confused.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know you couldn't. But that's what somebody was reporting, that a couple of active Cardinal players liked that tweet.
Unless the only person who can see it is the person who tweeted it out. So maybe that's who confirmed it.
Maybe.
But I can't go to so-and-so's page and see the tweets they like we used to be able to do.
Okay. So further investigation is needed.
Well, where'd you get your info?
On the X machine.
But I'm saying, like, who said that they like?
I don't know.
T-Mac, you got to get on that.
I'll
asking us the questions, can't you? The rules of Twitter.
The rules of Twitter.
God.
Guys, you look like the real life version of Eric Button.
And field in. In tight on the right side, not quite as tight. That's short and third. This ground ball on the pull side is likely to be hit with a little more authority.
Away. And now 3 balls and 2 strikes.
A couple strikeouts for Caleb here today. He got Steer with a slider back in the first. Good curveballs to get De La Cruz in the third. Let's see if he goes back with that breaking pitch.
Bounce towards third. Oh, and they got him hung up. Paredes runs at Stevenson. Bettencourt puts the tag. That was perfectly executed. Pretty much.
Stevenson just trying to get a good aggressive secondary. Takes a step or two towards home, and at that point he's hung up. Now, if he retreats immediately to third base, might be able to get back safely. That's a very difficult read for the base runner. Good job executing that run down before the back runner, the batter runner, could get himself into scoring position.
So here's Fraley now. No score. We're in the 4th. Mets lead the Brewers 1-0 in the 4th. Padres lead the Diamondbacks 1-0 in the 4th. And the Braves have scored but still trail the Royals 3-1 in the 4th. And we're in the 4th, and there's no score.
Well, the final game of the season, they started this a few years ago. Every game around Major League Baseball starting at the same time. So teams on the West Coast don't have an advantage reacting to what happened in the Central and Eastern time zones. Funny, there seems to be this narrative in sports that the teams, the desperate teams that need the wins the most will find a way, and that just doesn't happen in baseball. The Mets,
yeah, it's hard.
Critical time. They've been playing great ball, but they've dropped 3 in a row.
Yep.
Diamondbacks scuffling here lately. And they're playing teams that have already solidified their postseason position, that being the Brewers against the Mets and the Padres against the D-backs.
The Braves are in with either a win or a Diamondbacks loss.
Yeah, and the Braves were the team that was kind of limping along for the longest time, but they've gotten hot. They've won 5 in a row.
No Acuna, no Steer, and here they are.
Strider.
What did I say?
Steer.
Steer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spencer.
Spencer.
Too, right? Yeah.
Sorry.
It's an easy.
Yeah. I got the wrong Spencer.
Steer. Spencer.
No Spencer Strider. No Ronald Acuna.
But Albies, he's out too, right? Was he back?
He's back. He was only hitting, I believe, right-handed.
If you're a Red or a Pirate, how important is it to you not to finish in last? Because they're tied coming into play today.
Takes off. This is lifted out to center field. Pete Crow Armstrong ambling in and makes the catch for out number 3. On the other side, we'll be joined by Kyle Hendricks. For Kyle Hendricks, as Hottovy makes the change, hugs everywhere. What a performance by Kyle Hendricks as he registered 22 outs. And he joins us now. What was that like for you yesterday?
Man, it's really hard to put that into words, I bet, as you can probably expect. Seen a lot of games, you know, but that was just such a special moment for me individually. Just from the moment I showed up to the ballpark, the fans were waiting outside for me from when I'm walking out for the pregame bullpen, everybody cheering. It just really was such a unique, amazing day that I was able to soak a lot of cool things.
Were you confused when you saw Tommy come out?
I was actually. I was like, this is a weird time for a visit. You know, just got the first guy out. But then it all kind of hit me. It all came together. Yeah, he's got a big smile on his face. That's usually not happening when he's coming out there, you know?
Yeah, fair enough. How much did you process during the day yesterday that could be your final start as in a Cub uniform?
Yeah, it's obviously been a lot of build-up to it, so I was definitely aware of it. And again, yeah, the door's never closed, but just how things shake out. This org is set up so good right now. We have so many good young arms, and that's been one of the coolest things to watch for me. There's just all these young guys coming up, take advantage of their opportunities. So, yeah, you never know what's going to happen on the other side. So to just get that moment, no matter what, it's been such an unbelievable ride here to put this Cubs jersey on so many times, play in front of these fans at Wrigley Field. Yeah, there's no words that can do it justice.
How'd you sleep the night before?
I slept all right.
Was it normal? Did it feel like a normal start?
Pretty much. Honestly, I had to work through it. There we go. Staying hot. But yeah, it was a mental challenge, I would say, and that's how I phrased it to myself. It's a mental challenge. Stay in it. Stay pitch to pitch here.
Well, that's something you've been so good at your entire career. I think that's why you've had so much success in the postseason, so many big moments. So if I were to ask you, and you can't say winning the World Series or winning the LCS, individually, your best game as a Cub, do you have one that stands out?
Wow, for sure. I have. Outside of those are easy answers. I mean, because winning for something bigger than yourself as a team is always going to stand out. But yeah, I don't like thinking individually, but for myself, I mean, the complete game against the Cardinals, you know, 81 pitches, that was super special. And then a real special one, to be honest, was 2017 going into DC and Joe giving me the ball for game 1, facing off against Strasburg. KB coming up with a huge knock. I think we ended up winning like 2-0 in that game, or maybe 1-0. That was just to start the postseason, get the ball, to try and go repeat, you know. That was really, really cool for me individually.
Did you hear from a lot of your old teammates yesterday?
Definitely, man. I had a lot of texts on the phone for sure.
Spill, tell us who.
No, that's the best. All the usual suspects. You know what I mean? All the guys, loved every single one of them. All the guys of that 2016 core. You know, Rossi, Wilson, Riz, KB, Javi. Just all the guys reaching out. Schwartz has always been so cool with me, and just seeing him out in Philly was cool too. So all the guys reaching out. That's the best part of this whole thing, is all the great friends and the great teammates that I've had along the way through these 11 years. It's just, there's so many guys that I still am so close with.
One of the guys that you've known for a really long time, I felt like gave you kind of the longest hug, was Ian Happ, and he was part of the group. You got a baseball from basically every out you recorded yesterday, correct?
Correct. That was pretty pro. Happer wanted to get some of the baseballs. It started with his idea, and Danny, then a clubhouse guy, he took over and said, let's just get every out, you know. And so I show up to my locker, and it's a whole pyramid of all the outs I've gotten. And I said, man, well, thank God I got out of the first inning today, you know.
How many curveballs did you throw yesterday?
That's a great question, Boog. I think I might have thrown over 5. It wasn't a lot. We didn't need it a lot. When you show up to the ballpark and you got 30-mile-an-hour winds blowing straight in, you know, I learned that from John Lackey, is just play the heater at the top, you know, see how far you can hit it. And that was, the guys were making every single play behind me yesterday. It was just a special day for like everything to come together, and just an unbelievable baseball.
I feel like when we would run into Dad over the last few years, invariably one of the first few things is like, gotta throw the curveball more.
You know, and he's always right. That's
I know.
Your parents, they're always right, man.
Parents are right.
I know. We're stubborn, though. Kids are stubborn. And I know I did throw my curveball more this year, and it was a lot better for me. But for sure, it's a point. I just need to keep throwing it more, find the spots for it. It was so cool working with Miggy this year. Miggy made some unbelievable strides. He got so close. He knew me so well, and I really just trusted him all year. He was so good with pitch calling and keeping me in it pitch to pitch. It's really what kind of helped me so much in that second half.
Give me some more specifics about what changed in terms of the growth you saw from Miggy, as far as when you first, because when you first were working with him, you were calling the pitches more frequently on PitchCom.
Definitely. I was calling it, and that's just what I was doing at the time with everybody. But it just made it easier with a young guy coming up, try to, you know, learn each other a little faster that way maybe. But you can just see his confidence. The confidence he has now, he's going in there, he knows these hitters. He's seen all the hitters multiple times. He's seen the different teams. He just feels and sees the game so well now. I think it's all just slowed down. It's all slowed down. He's reading swings, seeing what guys are trying to do against you, and that's the game within the game. You know, that's what we're really trying to figure out when we're out there. And like you said, yeah, I gave him all the reins, just call all the pitches and let's roll.
We had a shot of you in the dugout yesterday, Kyle, talking with Kevin Alcantara, and we kind of chuckled a little bit. Do you recall what that conversation was?
I did, because at the start of the game, you know, you know how special this place is, Wrigley. And so when the young guys come up, it's so cool just to talk to them and be like, man, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it, what your experience is going to be like, what you think of being here at Wrigley Field. You know, it's a dream come true. So we had talked about it before, and so it was just coming back to it. He just came up and, you know, gave me a big smile, I think, for how the game was going at the time. And we just started talking. It was just like, how special is this place, man? How special is Wrigley? And he was just buying into it. He goes, this is pretty cool. You know, I gotta be honest, this is really
Pete Crow Armstrong lifts that one to center field. Friedel fighting it. Sun and Wynn. And a tag from second. Suzuki racing. And he gets there. And there are 2 outs as Bush advances as well. Give me your impressions on watching Pete Crow Armstrong. Let's just start with on the defensive side.
Yeah, it's electric, obviously. Absolutely electric. So excited for him to get a full year of opportunity. I mean, you see the highlight plays, but it's everything in between. It's all the easy plays, even, as you could say, quote unquote. He gets such a good read, closes the gap on things. He gets the balls that nobody else can. And as a pitcher out there, it gives us so much more confidence, just staying on the attack, pitching aggressive, pitching to contact. You know, if anything's hitting that direction, a high probability it's getting caught.
Have you found at all with some of the young guys when they come up, because of the time you've been here in the World Series and your kind of status in the organization, are they hesitant to approach you at all? Do you have to kind of make the first move to talk to some of the younger guys?
I think sometimes, yeah, you know how it is with older, younger guys in general. I was like that when I was coming up. You know, I wasn't really going to make the approach. The older guys would come to you. So I still kind of follow along that footstep. I mean, anybody that I see come up or anybody new in the clubhouse, I'm going right up to them and just introducing myself, having a quick chat with them, getting to know them quick.
Can we ask a favor? Would you come back and we'll just finish this up, put a bow on it on the other side?
I would love to, guys.
Oh. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. Kyle Hendricks, there's still no score at the end of 4. Game 162, final day of the regular season. It's turned into a gorgeous day. And Ugshami, Jim Deshaies is joined by Kyle Hendricks. Yeah, 270 starts with the Cubs. I was just asking you off the air, were there tears yesterday or close to tears?
Definite tears, man. Definite. Maybe not like in game in that moment, back in the clubhouse when I got home with my family late last night. Like, it was tough getting sleep after that. You know, the nervous system was going.
Sure. Did you, I mean, was there a moment here at the park where it was hard to stay composed, where you just kind of let yourself just be or let it out?
Yeah, there were the couple moments in the beginning when I just first walking into the field, you know, I knew kind of what the day was going to entail for me. So walking in and having the full crowd and everybody, it was packed out there. And just the ovation they gave me, the moment walking out to the bullpen, that's always so special and they're always so cool to us, but it just seemed, you know, a little extra. And then I tried to, like you said, I tried to lock it in for the game as much as I could, but afterwards, just when I get asked questions about what it means to you and what Wrigley and what the fans mean to you, that really gets me. It's hard to talk about that just because it is so emotional.
In the air out towards left center, Petro Armstrong will make the catch. The wind pushing that one and helping Caleb Killian.
Similar to the ball in Friday's game that he tracked to the wall and then had to run parallel with the wall. Our inside source up here, Kyle, wants me to ask you a question, and it was, are you glad you didn't give up the game at 14? Because apparently you were on the cusp.
You know, there's always those moments where you want to give it up, right? I think I had some moments this year, honestly. But no, heck no, you kidding me? With him behind me, he was always making me better, okay? So we always knew we had stuff to work on, and I just, oh, that's unbelievable.
Maley with a bunt, so the catcher with a bunt single.
I love baseball and I love pitching so much, and it's never been a question. You can ask your source up there on that one too. I mean, you couldn't get me off the baseball field. You know, it was all I ever wanted to do.
I still want you to send that handwritten letter to Mark Marquis and just be like, hey man, I really wanted to go to Stanford. I'm still sad about it.
Yeah, right. You know, I think you know that's not quite me. You know,
I understand that
by now.
That's absolutely so. To that end, in terms of what makes you you, look, I've known you from before I got this job, and I was always amazed by how transparent you were and honest you were about how you would go about things. So I would ask you questions like, okay, so you throw the cut change to righties or to lefties, or how do you do it? Where did that come about? Because it was obviously there was a confidence in execution, but in terms of just saying and answering honestly, what does that stem from, that confidence to do that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't know, to be sure. Honestly, it's probably how you're brought up. So sitting that guy next to you, I mean, my parents were such a huge influence in my life, and just really stressed the right things now that I can look back on it, you know. They really stressed the strong things in me and taught me to be a good person and really put the important stuff first. And honesty was always number one, you know. And so, yeah, there's nothing to hide. You know, you ask me something, I'm going to give you exactly what I think and feel. And yeah, I grew up a huge fan of the game too, you know. So I love following my favorite players, seeing what they were saying, watching their interviews. And so I loved the guys that were just super transparent also and just gave you some insight into the game.
Kyle, right behind you, I interviewed Tommy Hotomy today, and he had tears in his eyes talking about you and the relationship the two of you have. When you think about that, an idea that a guy in the major leagues is crying because of the relationship you have, what does that make you feel?
It's so special, and that's where probably most of the tears have come, is just conversations with Tommy. We get emotional just thanking each other back and forth, honestly. He means so much to me. He's meant so much to my career. we talk about all the time. He's literally seen like every pitch I've thrown in my big league career, every bullpen, every throwing session on the side, every game. And to have someone like that, you know, be with you for that long, again, it's so invaluable. What the confidence he's instilled in me, the work ethic he brings every single day to make me better, and the craving of just making adjustments and staying good, wanting to stay good at the game. It's hard to find. So he works so hard, and it makes a huge difference when you show up every day and you know someone's given you everything they have. You want to show up even more to the ballpark. And so, yeah, it's been a special, special relationship. He's family. You know, our families know each other really well now, and we'll be really, really close for a long time.
Willie De La Cruz here with the count 1-2. Killian trying to finish him off with a man at first. No score. We're in the 5th. Check swing, and he went. And that's the inning. Kyle Hendricks, can't thank you enough for doing this. Want to say congratulations. You're an awesome human, great pitcher. We're just super grateful for the impact you've had on this community, this organization.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys.
Pitching change, and it's brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Hunter Green's day is over. His season is over. And now it's right-handed reliever Fernando Cruz into the ball game with 69th time.
That's to short. De La Cruz. And Alcantara retired.
Kevin first pitch swinging both at bats today. 2 ground outs to short. The numbers for Cruz: 65 innings, an ERA just below 5. He's allowed 9 home runs, a lot of strikeouts. Gets a ton of swing and miss with a fork ball. Walk rate's a little higher than you would like. He's still in pursuit of that first big league knock, so you know he's going to be up there hacking. Smoked the ball last time, but lined out to France down at first. There's that fork ball. One of the better ones in the game.
Deals, and a swing and a miss from Vasquez. All right, time now for Intelligence Center, powered by CDW and AMD. And all right, so March technically through June, the Cubs 21st in the majors in runs per game. July through the end of September 3rd. The ERA kind of stayed even. It got better in terms of the relief pitching for sure. And the defense really bumped up. What do you make of those numbers, Jim?
Well, obviously marked improvement. They had a couple of months there where they didn't hit a lick. The bullpen was in a state of disarray for a while, but they made some changes out there, and it ultimately became a real strength for the club for a long period of time. So the ebbs and flows of a long baseball season.
Ball to strike here, bottom of the 5th, as Happ waits.
You know, you can take a look at those numbers, the latter half, and go, okay, so that really bodes well for next year. But every season is different, isn't it? I mean, it's, you can find hope in those numbers. Hey, this group of players really performed well for an extended period of time, but there's no guarantee that they're going to
be a carryover. Yeah, that it continues. Happ fouls one back. All right, I got a weird one for you. This is a little bit of a dig me stat. You ready? It's a rare time where my eyes didn't lie to me. Ian Happ fouled off the first pitch of the game as a leadoff hitter in the bottom. So whether you're talking road, I'm talking the first pitch of the game as the leadoff hitter, road or home. I feel like he's been trying to ambush a lot lately. That one is fouled back. Last 30 games, Ian Happ has swung at the first pitch of the game, whether home or road, over 54% of the time. His first pitch swing rate for the year is in the 34% rate. So he actually has been trying to hack to begin the game, where if he's getting something, he's just trying to jump right on it.
You know, a lot of guys like to start game first pitch fastball, so it's a predictable count.
And he's got a rep as someone that likes to work count.
Yeah.
Like his messaging is usually, yeah, we'll grind it out. And right there, he takes the walk. So with 2 outs, a base runner. So if you've been watching the last 30 games where he's been in a leadoff spot, yeah, you know, it's basically he's going out there and trying to get a jump.
Well, he had a stretch of games there. I feel like he was starting every game with a knock, and at times, you know, a couple of long balls too.
Yep.
The very first pitch of the game.
He's seen 19 pitches today. Here's Nico. On the ground, De La Cruz gathers it in, throw to second. And now a return to first that was completely unnecessary.
Trying to get that 4th out.
Yeah. The double play, 4 outs in the inning. That stat, by the way, from Chris Campion, did not agree to this.
Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today. Guys, back out to you.
Elise, Cliff, thank you so much. And the new pitcher, it's a pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
Lesnetsky, another one of those guys who missed a big chunk of time due to injury this year. Looking for the 28th time. He's made 7 starts. And he's posted a 3.97 ERA. Good work by Caleb Killian here today. 5 scoreless.
It's sunny. Just a bit outside. Tried the corner and missed.
Recalibrate.
Yeah. Pitch in for a strike. Yeah, special thanks, by the way, to folks in the studio, especially Cliffy and Cole. Made it fun all year. Elise, great work. And we have 2 amazing reporters. T-Mac, you've been awesome this season. I think our reporters do such a great job with access and explaining stuff and getting good stories. So, T, thank you for all your work this year. You were awesome.
Aw, thank you.
JD, love you. And I won't hug you, I promise. I promise. Borderline was what you said, so no more. I get it.
But Boog is an 80 hugger.
Yeah, Boog's a quality hugger.
Quality. 80.
2-2. Tyler Stevenson. Lesnetsky says yes.
Deep breath.
Here we
Sweeper.
go. Sweeper. Horner, sunglasses on. That's it.
So, you know, you're chiding me earlier for not accepting the knuckle curve. I think I've made a big adjustment and kind of coming around to the sweeper.
Yes.
A bit.
I don't think, I disagree though, because I would say that you're the first person that I think explained why the sweeper is actually a newer-ish pitch, because in your era, if you threw a slider and it had more of that, this is a poor word choice, but lazy horizontal movement, it would be criticized. It would be thought of as, yeah, you don't want to do that. And the reality is that the data has decided that you want probably even more horizontal than vertical. And so it is a little, you know, for the grumpy old guys, it is actually a new pitch, newer pitch, because back when you played, you get criticized for throwing a slider like that.
I think there were some guys that did it and had success doing it. So theirs was kind of the outlier, because you're right. We talked with a slider, you want to tilt. You know,
yes.
Talk about the downward movement.
Yep.
I mean, going way back.
I can't wait for this.
Rick Russell, Big Daddy.
Sure, Big Daddy.
That kind of a, so maybe it was a sweeping curveball.
Yes.
We can get bogged down in the semantics, but you're right. With my generation, the slider, we wanted a more downward movement.
Yep. The 1-0. Ball and a strike. Also wanted to mention guys in the truck. Mentioned them earlier, but Mike Leary, Mike Fox, Chris Kampka, Mitch Noxion. Group that traveled with us all season long. Great job, you guys. Mitch will be buying the drinks later. That's Mitch Noxion. We'll get a spelling for you. Mitch Noxion. Here comes the 2-2. Is that fair? That's foul. Thank you, Brian O'Nora.
Emphatically signaling foul ball. Friedel had a base hit right down the line last time he was up another bit. This one hit much sharper. Good mechanics.
It was good and emphatic, right?
Yeah. Sell the call.
Yeah.
Stay on it. Don't be in a hurry to make the call. It's nothing until you call it.
2-2. Tapped off the plate. Wisniewski pounces on it and fires to first. Hayden comes in, gets him 1-2-3. Back here, bottom of the sixth. And there's no score. I want to pass along some more thank yous to the Ricketts family, Tom, Pete, Laura, and Todd. Thank you so much for your help and support all year long. Frank Kenny, President of Business Operations. Alex Sugarman, Executive Vice President of Business Operations, and the Chief Strategy Officer, Colin Faulkner, is the Chief Commercial Officer and Executive Vice President of Sales and Marketing. Suzuki fouls one away. Mike Lafrano, EVP of Community and Government Affairs. Jen Martindale, thanks to her, Senior Vice President of Marketing. Brett Scharbach, our SVP and Chief Legal Officer. Thanks to Joe Rios for his tireless work. I especially want to say thanks for, gosh, all of his support and help. I don't know where we'd be without
Joe's the man, yeah.
Joe is the man.
Good luck with the surgery this week, Joe.
Yeah, man.
Joe's got bad feet. I don't know if you wanted us to share that.
Yeah. Very good, Jimbo Vojkovic, and he's the Director of Brand and Player Marketing.
We call him Big Jim.
Big Jim. He's got good feet. Media Relations Department, John Steinmiller, Joanna Schimmel, Freddie Cavedo, Jesse Feldman. Thanks, you guys, for your help all season long. Suzuki launches that one in the air. De La Cruz out. And makes the call and the grab. So, the Tiny Steiny's dad, John Steinmiller. Matt Romito, Senior Director of Cubs Productions. They do amazing, amazing work. And thanks especially to our team historian, Ed Hardig. I don't know where we would be if we couldn't get it from Ed, because he is just on top of everything that has happened in the history of this franchise. It's Michael Busch.
Yesterday was the anniversary of the homer in the Gloman. It would be all over that. Gabby Hartnett, 1938. The skies darkened here. Game-winning home run against the Pirates. Went on to win pennant that year.
Just no more Fred Merkle. I feel like I can feel Paula staring a hole in the back of my headset. What about me? What about me? Paula Stroba? Yeah, there she is. You see her. Didn't go.
Well, it's only the 6th inning. It's only time to thank Paula. Thanks, Paula.
Paula. I'm gonna get her to put the. There's Paula. I feel like a weather guy. It's like this is a green screen. Like the Bush walks. Where's Paula?
Sooner or later, somebody's going to have to score here today.
Where's Paula? Good. Isaac Paredes now with a man aboard and one out. JD, one last time. Naps or snacks?
That's a tough one. Probably naps.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if I look at my body, you wouldn't know it, but I would go naps.
Okay, I have a take. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
During the season, naps. Off season, snacks.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm like 50-50. 6 months naps, 6 months snacks.
Paredes slices that one foul and into the Reds dugout.
You know, we talked about Paredes and the struggles since joining the Cubs, especially here in this ballpark. And I think a lot of people, well, at Tampa ballpark was really well suited to him. Short left, short porch out there that he was able to take advantage of. And the way the wind is blown in here this year, that certainly would be an issue. But maybe the most important thing, he hasn't hit the ball in the air nearly as much here as he did in Tampa. So forget about the dimensions and which way the wind is blowing, but he just hasn't been able to generate those fly balls like he normally does.
Bush at first, one down, 2-2.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He just got rung up by Shane Leibensbarger, huh? Okay.
Yeah, he's not going to argue, but he is in disbelief here.
Yeah.
Freddie Benavides out. JD, there have only been 18 hits in this series combined.
It's like 1968 all over again.
When we come back, they'll lower the mound. No score, bottom of the sixth. Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. By Advocate Healthcare. Let's live fully and make the most of every moment, game day, and every day. And by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. That's Kent on the left, Matt on the right, handling audio. Before that, we had Bobby and Kev. Thanks so much to our great crew for their hard work all season long. Takes off. That one lifted in the air towards shallow left. Oh boy, look at this. And a catch made. Wow. Spencer Steer able to pull it down basically on the edge of the outfield grass. Oh, changing medicine for good.
Hey, there's Vince. Breaking it all down for you in the truck.
Like a fraction.
Paula and Coop, Stents. Pedersen audio was down there.
Yeah.
Making it sound acceptable.
Ooh, Wisniewski with a nasty sweeper. They listed as a slider.
Lane changer. So Hayden just happy that he could get back on the big league mound here for a little bit to finish off this season.
He's another one of those guys, right? You need depth. Look, you start next year, Imanaga, Steele, Tyone, and then you know, out of the group of Wicks and Horton, and obviously Assad's got to be, I think, part of the. Look, he's got to be part of the staff somewhere, whether it's maybe 25+ starts this year.
Yeah, I think Jed Hoyer said they're going to target starting pitching this winter.
Sure.
But yeah, and he even talked about it. You know, they thought they had plenty of coverage, plenty of depth, but turns out you could have had a little bit more. Every team deals with injuries. It feels like the Cubs pitching staff had more than their fair share of injury issues this year.
That's a base hit into left field for Fraley.
Jordan Wicks 3 times to the IL. Ben Brown, we haven't seen him in a good long while.
Ben Brown, I believe, according to Fangraphs, this is hard to imagine, but Ben Brown, I think, is 4th on the team in pitcher WAR. I say it here, it comes out there. Yeah. And that's with 55 innings of work. On the ground, let's see if they can turn it. Paredes, Bush, double play. Freddie Benavides waiting. Sources close to me indicating that he's out. And I am right. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. I love the grounds crew singing this stretch and getting everybody going. And by the way, the grounds crew, Dan Kiermaier and company, an amazing job keeping this field looking spectacular. Go get him, guys.
Please turn your attention to the field and join today's guest conductors for Take Me Out to the Ballgame, the Wrigley Field Grounds Crew.
What's up, Chicago? Hey, bear down. All right, let me hear you one more time. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ballgame. Take me out to the ground. I'll be something that takes vengeance. I'll do it if I ever get close. Root for the Dodgers. It's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3, Chester out at the old
Cubs fans' responsibility has its reward. Sign up to be the designated driver.
Hey, we're back. And it's
Yeah, we-
bottom of the 7th. I'm sorry?
I said, yeah, we are.
Yep. Believe it.
Time to score. Let's take a look at this double play. And while you enjoy this 5-4-3, I'm going to read this. This double play is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new car.
So I'll tell you what, guys are not mailing it in when it comes to finishing a season. Christian Bethancourt decided to change his walk-up music before today's game. Unfortunately, I did not get to ask him why, but somebody told me that he requested to change it before the game. And so then I was asking, well, how often does that happen? Happens a lot more than I think we even realize. And then they went on to tell me there's been points that before the season, guys will put in their walk-up requests, and then like 3 times before the season even starts, they'll change their music. And they're like, what's going on, man? You haven't even had the chance to go 0 for anything at this point, and you still want to keep your walk-up music. So.
That's right. You're just digging in.
T-Mac, what would your walk-up song be?
Oh, man. Right now?
No, yesterday. Yes, right now.
I don't know. You're putting me on the spot.
All right. We'll think about it and get back to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Give me a little time.
Something by String Cheese Incident.
Yes. I would say that. Sirens would be nice.
What about you, JD?
Well, it's something ironic.
Go.
It's not. As a pitcher, I would like to come flying out of the bullpen to "You Light Up My Life" by Debbie Boone.
Yeah, absolutely. Or like Mandy by Barry Manilow.
Yeah, something just
yeah.
as soft as you can get.
No doubt.
I told you when I was in college, I used to play. My buddies would play piano out of the dorm room for me.
I don't think that would fire me up though. It's a great song.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about it. Folks, weekend passes and hotel packages are now on sale for the 2025 Cubs Convention. Meet your favorite Cub players and legends January 17th through the 19th at the Sheraton Grand Chicago. For more information, visit Cubs.com/convention.
Suter not able to make the play. Vasquez, first big league hit, and there you go.
Yeah, the line drive didn't work. The push bunt gets it done. I look skyward to say thank you. Put that one away for safekeeping. Cubs dugout all waving. We need that baseball over here. Great effort by Suter, but it's a knock.
First big league hit. Here's what happened. So all of a sudden, throw the ball out of play. Bat boy, he's got no idea. Gives it to the authenticator. The authenticator is now being told he's going to put a sticker on it, and then wait, somebody wants that. I have it. And we got the ball. Is that Easton right there? I think that's Easton. Easton had a number of slips and falls. There he puts the sticker. We'd love to get a hold of a bunch of those stickers and just.
What does the sticker say?
It says officially authenticated by Jim Deshaies at Major League Baseball.
It's not going to carry either.
No, it's not. Hap is out. I never got a chance to tell everybody that Easton the Bat Boy is single and ready to make. So ladies out there, it's 20.
There you go.
Go get him. Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Prevagen. Prevagen is the #1 pharmacist recommended memory support brand. By the Bob Locurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. And by Northwestern Medicine. When it comes to your health, a second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Well, everybody doing the work in the truck. Was Mitch in there?
Yeah, he was in that first shot.
Okay. There's a live shot of Mitch. There he is. That's him. Mitch is right there. Mitch Noxian. Him. Yeah, that's you. Hi, Mish. How are you? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for all your hard work this year. Oh.
Jeremy and Steven as well. Way to go, fellas.
Thanks, you guys. They have snacks in there. And think about that. You take a look at the truck in there, and it's jammed. And, you know, those guys are back there working on those are the Viz machines, right? Jeremy fell asleep. Yeah. That's where he takes his nap. But there's a cot back there. There's also space for the band. When we talk about the band, there's a live band playing in there. And the other part is that you probably don't know is those guys actually never leave there. So
they just move in
that's right. For the entire baseball season,
October.
They're basically in those spaces. There is another level to the truck, and they have a game room and a gym.
It's like the International Space Station.
Yes, 3-2.
See ya.
And Luke Manley is down on strikes. I want to say a special thanks to folks at Marquee Sports Network, Diane Penny, our Senior Vice President and General Manager, Nick Steger, Executive VP. Steegs, thanks for all of your help and support. Malik Ndile, Executive Producer at the studio. Kevin Riley makes all the tech stuff happen. Kev, thank you so much. Gabe Joseph, Director of Engineering and IT. And David Carbray, Director of Broadcast Operations. And then Paula Scroba, who's in the office, up above, observing, evaluating, judging, making sure we don't wander too far.
Coordinating.
Sometimes she puts, if you've ever seen the kids at the airport with the backpack and the leash, she'll put that on us sometimes just to make sure we don't wander way too far. Actually, they don't put it on you, JD. She just puts it on me. A little more difficult.
She says headsets plays a lot.
Yeah, she does.
And I want to give a special shout out to Paula's parents for providing tomatoes.
Tomatoes right after you got your surgery too, right?
Yeah, it's great. Well, the veteran left-hander Drew Smyly into the ball game now. Drew is working for the 50th time. 3.88 ERA, first appearance in this series. Drew, year 2 of a 2-year deal with a mutual option for 2025. Let's see what the whole future holds for the veteran lefty. A little choppy here of late for Drew, but pretty solid numbers.
That's the third. Paredes to second for one. And De La Cruz just moved too fast. Programming note for Cub fans, Tuesday at 11 right here on Marquee Sports Network. Jed Hoyer with his season-ending press conference. So check that out right here on Marquee and on the app. Tuesday at 11. Craig Counsell out of the dugout. Keegan Thompson was up, and he's coming in.
Of Bears Den as Robbie Gould and myself go beyond the X's and O's with special guests and discussion of all things Chicago Bears. Bears Den Tuesday at 5 p.m. I will be back in the season, NFL season, just beginning. So all season long, you can catch Robbie Gould and I on Tuesday. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll miss you guys though, Boog, JD. It's not going to be the same.
Back at you. In the dirt from Keegan Thompson to Tyler Stevenson. Ball one and no strikes. There are some Bears fans, or at least I'm guessing. I might be wrong, but I'm thinking.
Too bad the Bears didn't play tonight. Be a good sporting doubleheader. Cubs in the afternoon, Bears at night. Keegan Thompson, 23 games and a 2.67 ERA this year. He too had injury issues, cost him a bunch of time. Wesneski, a chance to get back here towards the later stages of this year, and he's been impressive. His most recent call-up since August 27th, he has posted a 1.46 earned run average. It's 12 1/3 innings worth of work.
Delayed steal, throw to second. Oh, it was close. Gosh, he could throw, huh?
Yeah, he's got a cannon back there.
Padres tried to convert him into a pitcher.
And perhaps out of respect for his arm is why De La Cruz opted for the delayed steal instead of a straight steal.
Nico put that tag down quickly, but so man in scoring position.
Been many of those on either side here today. Hey, Cub fans, go to MarqueeSportsNetwork.com for a behind-the-scenes look at the Wrigley Field Firehouse, presented by Jeff Vukovich, your local Nationwide insurance agent. Visit JeffVuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Some members from the fire station across the street here singing the stretch yesterday. They did an outstanding job.
Swing and a miss. Thompson with that cutter at 93.
Yeah, man, that's a lot of movement on a 93-mile-an-hour cutter. He beat him in the zone.
Here's a 1-2. Line drive curling foul.
Been a rough weekend in Milwaukee for the Mets, but they have a 5-0 lead in the bottom half of the 8th. In Milwaukee, the Brewers just one hit in that ball game. Meanwhile, fans here continue to make plays. Little bobble, but stayed with it. Keeping the scorecard.
Keep it score.
Yeah. So this doubleheader, Braves Mets tomorrow, that's happening regardless of what happens today, or is there a scenario where that becomes not necessary?
I believe, I mean, I think the commissioner would end up having to decide it. Contra over, and that's out of play.
Diamondbacks comfortably in front of the Padres 9-2 after 7. So that'll get them to 89 wins. Mets win today will get them to 88.
So here's what I have right now is if the Braves lose and they're losing by a run and the Mets and Diamondbacks win, the Braves would need to win once one of the two in Monday's doubleheader. The Mets would need to sweep and the Diamondbacks would need either the Mets to win both or the Braves to win both. Good luck sorting all that out. I'll be on TV somewhere. San Diego, Milwaukee, one of them.
Keep us advised of your travel plans. Let us know where you're going to be.
Yeah, I'll tweet it out, and then Taylor will let everybody know who liked my tweet.
No, I will not, because I am not privy to that information. Remember, cannot see who likes your tweets.
I'll tweet it out, and then I'll text you and let you know who liked my tweet,
There.
and then you can tweet out who liked my tweet.
I can't wait.
Is that okay? God, goosebumps, right? Greg Counsell out.
Yeah, something going on with Keegan here.
Something in his foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, it's obviously pushing. It's not landing, right? Because he was sort of hobbling on it and he landed on the front left leg.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Then we get a pitching change.
It's this game and almost immediately goes down into the clubhouse with head athletic trainer Nick Frangella. So we'll keep you updated. We know more there. Nate Pearson in to pitch. But Craig Counsell spoke at length with the media before today's game, and he was asked about his first season in Chicago, and here's what he had to say.
There's work to do, and I think I've said that. And I've enjoyed the work. I think I'm thrilled by the work. I'm energized by the work, motivated by it, motivated as much as ever by like this place. It's become even more special just to be a part of this place, and that's really motivating to try to get this to a really good place.
Craig had made comments a couple weeks ago about needing to build 90-win teams here in Chicago to consistently make the postseason. But I think he right there has ignited fire in not only this organization, but his coaching staff. A lot of coaches have talked about how his competitive nature is contagious, and they want to build something special here. So as they will wrap up this season, they also have an eye focus on next year and improving this ball club to hopefully be playing in October a season from now.
So season one, not what Craig Counsell was hoping for, but yeah, I mean, I think he certainly, as much as he got a chance to see it as a player and from the other dugout as a manager, he's really appreciated how special it is to play your home games here, wear this uniform, and yeah, I think more than anything with the comments that he made some weeks back, you know, for him, he came here because he wants this to be great. And I think that that's one of the things going forward for him. And I know firsthand there's pretty good synergy with he and Jed Hoyer and Carter Hawkins. And you know, they just got to, as Craig likes to say, stack good decisions, little decisions, good ones, though, on top of one another.
Yeah, you spent the whole offseason and then even through the early months of the season you're always trying to get incrementally better, right? I mean, you could make an argument, hey, you run the same group back next year, you've got a pretty good chance of being a postseason team. I mean, there are a few wins shy of it this year, but I don't think that would make him happy. I think the idea is that there'll be a couple significant changes on this club. As you said, or as Craig said, you know, the goal isn't to be on the periphery and everything needs to break right to be a postseason playoff team. It's let's build the playoff team.
Yes.
With the expectation that, you know, we're going to win 90 games or better, and a high percentage of the time, that's enough to get it done.
Nate Pearson now as Spencer Steer stands in at a swing and a miss, nasty. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. There's still no score. Folks, beautiful shots from our Megalodon camera, powered by Nissan. Nissan makes cars the thrill. Experience the thrill yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Ian Jabot.
Don't you know?
Here's what he did against the Guardians. It was Tuesday. It says so right there.
Can I just say on behalf of Keegan Thompson, Uncle?
Yeah, injuries, no doubt.
Weird injuries.
Big time.
Cubs won 1-0 on Friday. Nico Horner did a double and scored the only run of the ball game.
Get
and
down.
Goes.
There you go.
All right.
JD, you ready for the game summary?
I'm dying for it.
Here it is. No score, bottom of the 8th. Caleb Killian, 5 shutout innings this series. Cubs pitching 26 innings. No runs allowed. None. 0. Strike to Seiya Suzuki.
Nico's got larceny on his mind here.
Fly ball right field. And the catch made by Fraley.
Plan your trip at eagleriver.org.
Michael Busch now. JD, who's going to win the World Series? Naps or snacks?
The World Series winner will be the Philadelphia Phillies.
All right.
Or the San Diego Padres.
Okay. I'll give you one more. Busch an opportunity here with the go-ahead run on. Trying to break a scoreless tie. My friend Joe Sheehan likes to say OBP is life. Well, Michael Busch today, 3 walks.
3 walks. Do you have a rooting interest in the World Series in the postseason?
No, because I'll be calling it, so
Yeah.
I don't,
Oh, you don't.
No, but I get to be credible.
The Tigers would be a fun.
That'd be awesome.
See them make a run.
Yeah.
That's too high.
Way too high.
Earlier in the ball game, Ian Happ and Nico Horner taking issue with Levens Parker. He did perform well in mountain ball, though. We got to give him that.
Yes. Horner at first.
Ian Gibault's got kind of a fun origin story. His dad, Russell, was a British expat, a first-class cricketer. Played at Oxford University.
Nice. There goes the run. Pitch out. How about that? And he's safe. They pitched out and they still couldn't get him. How many pitch outs have we seen this year?
10.
I don't even think that many.
Yeah. Well, they guessed right.
Yep.
Still
Yes,
did
they
not
did.
get their man. Hang on tight, Nico.
Here's Michael Busch now. 2-2, 1 out. Horner, the pitch. And the Cubs have done a good job, not just stealing bases, but doing it efficiently. PCA atop the list in that regard. Time call. Cubs in the majors this year Oh, you know what? I lied. That's not Tyler Stevenson, is it? It's Luke Maley.
Oh, it is
Sorry.
Luke Maley, yeah.
Cubs, by the way, are 6th in the big leagues in stolen base percentage, stealing it at an 82.6% clip. The Cubs are 8th in total steals. Big league average, by the way, in terms of stolen base percentage is just a tick under 80. 2-2. Off the outside edge.
Yeah, I think clubs over time have gotten very savvy about that very thing, stolen base rate. You look back in my era and we talk about all the stolen bases in the 80s. Well, all those guys got caught a lot.
Okay.
A less efficient running game, even though the overall numbers might have been greater.
3-2. Bounced foul. Yeah, for the longest time, they used to say the break-even rate for a stolen base to be valuable, you need to be doing it at about 70%. I got to talk to my guy Tom Tango back at MLB headquarters to see if they've adjusted that, because that feels a little low now. That if you're stealing it at a 70% rate, that the net is positive. And again, you know, the propeller heads, if I may be so bold, it's not that they dislike the steal, they dislike the caught steal.
Right.
I don't know why I decided to use,
because you only get 27 outs. And
yeah, that's right.
And they value those outs.
Yeah, and it's a base versus an out. Like, those are not weighted the same. 3-2. The pitch the other way, but slicing foul. Bush continues to hang in there.
Good lively crowd here today, even though there has not been much offense. 8 total hits in the game, 5 for the Reds. The Cubs have been held to 3.
Outside, and that's ball 4. So now 2 aboard.
It's a 4-walk day for Michael Busch.
OBP is life. Here's Derek Johnson. DJ, former Cubs minor league pitching coordinator after he left as the pitching coach at Vanderbilt. Spin at a bluff for Michael Busch, a 4-walk game, first for a Cub since Jason Hayward in 2019. Two on, 1 out, no score. Paredes a chance to be a hero. That's a strike.
Paredes was a hero yesterday. His first career pinch hit. He had been 0 for 21. Delivered a RBI single to center field in the pinch.
The 1-1. High fly ball, left field. Steer back and makes the catch. And now it's going to be left up to PCA. PCA on the ground to the right side. India gobbles it up, and the Cubs fail to score. We're headed to the ninth, still 0-0. / upcoming schedule brought to you by Steinhoffels. And how about the 2025 spring opener? Man, it is early next year, February 20th at the Dodgers in Glendale. And then the regular season opener, to remember, is in Tokyo against the Dodgers. That'll be March 18th. The Cubs will do that thing where they'll go over there and play 2 and then come back and play some spring games and then open the year on the West Coast. The Cubs are going to be the first team to play in Sacramento.
Yeah, that they'll have 7 days back in the exhibition season before they open the regular season in Arizona, so they won't have to travel for that first series. The home opener for the Diamondbacks, and then they'll play the home opener in Sacramento against the A's.
Chopped to corner.
I was talking to Nico today about the schedule, and he was like, I was looking at it thinking how odd it's going to be the way that we start the season in Japan, and then Arizona, and then Sacramento, all before we've even played at Wrigley. So they're looking forward to it, but it is going to be different, especially for a Northern California kid who grew up an A's fan and grew up watching them in Oakland. Going to be a little different.
Did you catch any of that the other day, JD, with the A's?
The farewell game?
Yes.
Coliseum. I saw some of the highlights, yeah.
It was sad.
Mark Kotsay addressing the crowd afterwards. Thought he did a real nice job.
Coach Chenny Kavner and Dallas Braden did good work on that. Dallas especially, you're talking about a kid who grew up in, I think, Stockton and was an A's fan. Got to pitch a perfect game for him. And there's Mark Kotsay addressing.
Cubs home opener will be Friday, April 4th against the San Diego Padres. Could be coming off that World Series championship that Boog predicted.
Wait, did I say that? I guess I did.
No, I did.
Oh.
I just started. I said or. I think I said Phillies first.
You named like 5 teams.
I was in the process.
That one falling and will fall for a hit, and it's a base hit for Jake Fraley.
That's his third knock here today. Just a little duck snort there off the end of the bat. Backdoor slider. Just a little wedge. Now he's a threat to steal.
JD, I just did some Googling.
Yes. How'd that go for you?
Great. The derivation of the phrase duck snort. It had a slightly, wasn't as family friendly. Emitting air. It was a duck.
Flatulence?
Yes. Hawk Harrelson is credited with tweaking the term and making it a duck snort.
There you go, Hawk.
Good job. Line drive on a hop. flagged down by Vasquez. That's a heck of a play. He's an elite level defender, and he's shown you a little something, and it did right there. Short hop. That'll make Dansby Swanson proud. Good hard lemonade. We're about to win it. Don't do the wave. Oh, she just,
no way.
Yes.
Watch.
Oh, no. We love you. Now we love you even more. Don't you do the wave. I am here for wave scolders. Look at these two. Oh, my gosh.
We had a shot of them.
We just stumbled upon the two of them, and there they are.
We had a shot of them during the stretch.
Yeah.
And the lady on the right had a microphone. They were singing the stretch.
Yeah. There'd be nothing better than like the two of them, and then all of a sudden T-Mac slides into the shot with one of those shirts on and pointing over her shoulder saying, "Don't you do the wave." Now we're fouled off by Bethencourt. There they are. Yeah, no wave. They're in charge out there, and they're going to watch the Cubs win it in the bottom of the ninth against Tony Sentia.
Those are my ants.
The T-Ants. Shallow right field. Fraley.
So take a look back in during the stretch. There you go. Got a little Mr. Microphone.
It's a wireless thing.
She's locked in. Do you see what she just said? They're pinch hitting Tauchman. She's locked in on this game. See if the Palatine Pounder can deliver here. His playing times severely reduced once Bellinger got healthy and PCA took over in center field, but proven to be a very valuable guy off the bench. Six out of 20 in the pinch this year with a .481 on base percentage in this role.
Tauchman lifts that in the air. Left side. Elly De La Cruz.
You want to know something random that I learned the other day?
Tell me.
Watching Jeopardy.
What's that?
This is something that a lot of people probably knew, and I guess intuitively I should have known. That Astro the dog,
Astro.
the Jetson, and Scooby-Doo,
Yeah.
voiced by the same guy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Back to live action.
I get that, though. I hear it. Ooh. And he went too far.
Self-check. The old Javi Baez, Luis Valbuena self-check.
Vasquez, swing and a miss. Sention gets him. And here, game 162. We're going to the 10th.
Don't they have a train to catch?
We are in extra innings. Top 10. And just moments ago, Kyle Hendricks getting some love on the Jumbotron. And now pitching change, and Kyle will root his mates on. Corners are in. Maley's at the plate. Noelvi Marte is the ghost runner. Oh, they got him picked off.
great execution. Everybody selling out, corners crashing, anticipating bunt. The youngster Marte out there on the bases. Good call. Ryan Flaherty or whoever decided to put this play on. Let's watch this develop. Inside move. Vasquez sneaking in behind.
I might have challenged that.
Yeah,
They have a challenge.
Too, yeah. They used it, but they were right when they challenged earlier, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, you got nothing to lose if you're the Reds.
Yeah, Ryan Flaherty, who handles those calls out there. His dad, Ed, a legendary college coach at Southern Maine. What was the game? Is the Cubs, is it the game they ended up winning or losing? I think, but Ohtani had a stolen base early.
Here or out in LA?
It was out in LA. And the Cubs, yeah, the Cubs won the game. And his dad was there in LA, and Ed, as he comes out, Ryan's like, "You got any feedback?" He's like, "I thought you should have thrown over one more time with Ohtani at first." 2-2. Drilled out towards left center field. That's going to touch down for a hit. Pete Crow Armstrong grabs it, spins and throws. Between the speed and the arm, I mean, that's a double, right? Like for a lot of guys.
Yeah, well, yeah, Maile doesn't run particularly well, but yeah, it's with PCA, and you nailed it. There's two components to that: the ability to get to the ball in a hurry, and then the big, strong arm. He's already thrown out a base runner. De La Cruz, as a matter of fact, he threw out at third base in Game 1 of this series. Proved to be a huge play because it was a 1-0 Cubs win. We got a pinch runner there, Blake Dunn, in at first base for Maile.
Blake Dunn over there at first. It's like he's come out of one of those Jake Fraley nesting dolls, right? Like the smaller Jake Fraley, bigger Jake Fraley. They probably should come out of the Adam Dunn nesting doll, I guess, technically, since he's a Dunn on the Reds.
Yeah, Adam Dunn probably not asked to pinch run much in his career.
No. The big donkey.
Yeah.
Adam Dunn stole 19 bags in 2002.
How about that?
Someone's getting into baseball. I mean, like, if I gave you over/under stolen bases in a season for Adam Dunn,
I would have guessed like 6.
Yeah.
This Dunn, Blake Dunn, he had 21 steals down at AAA this year. 35 last year at AA. That's with 54 combined last year in the minor leagues between A-ball and AA.
Here's the pitch.
It gives you a tough at bat. Take a lot of walks, got a walk rate of 12%. well above league average. Walked to start the ball game. Also has a single here today.
3-2. Roberts ready. India lifts a foul off to the right. India will take his base. Now how huge is that pickoff? I'll answer. It's huge.
Oh, do you want me to answer that? It's a rhetorical question. I didn't know I needed to respond. On a scale from 1 to 10, it's a 7. It's a 7 huge.
By the way, still working on my splitter.
Yeah, we've got all off season now.
Yeah. Just getting that tumble. Budweiser broadcast booth. This Bud's for you.
Split change. Fosh.
The Fosh. Let's not forget about the Splinker. I feel like we've played better when I've had the baseball. Don't you think?
Lately, yeah. For sure.
Two on, one out. Tommy Hotovy back in the dugout.
Okay, take it. Ethan has been pretty busy here in the month of September. He's done a nice job at 2.38 ERA, covering 11 1/3 innings. That slider cutter combo. Two strikes for the lefty. He likes to try to bury it down and in. Try to get a chase.
Fair ball. That one towards the right field corner. Dunn is in to score. India, they're going to send him. Nico Hoerner's throw to the plate is too late. And India is in. And De La Cruz knocking in 2. And the Reds on the board and have the lead.
It took them 28 innings, but the Reds finally break through in this series. And no surprise that it comes off the bat of their young superstar, Elly De La Cruz. 2-strike slider. It's down, but on the plate. Looked like they wanted to throw a backdoor slider there. He's seen a lot of spin today, has De La Cruz, and this time Wise goes down and rips it into the right field corner.
First one is Stevenson, misses the mark.
Still just 1 out in the inning. De La Cruz on third, infield in tight.
Up the middle and through, and Stevenson a base hit, and it is 3-0.
Stevenson emerging as one of the better offensive catchers in the league. He's put together a very nice season. De La Cruz on third, even with the infield in, he's probably thinking, hey, ground ball, I'd probably get this run home. And gets the added benefit of finding a hole in the infield.
3-zip, 1 out. And we're into 10th. It was fun getting a chance to visit with Kyle today, wasn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Popped up right side. Bush backing up. Michael on the dirt. I don't get the sense that you are an overly sentimental type, but I feel as though you feel connected to him, that that's a player that since you've had this job you feel connected to personally, professionally, whatever. Am I right?
Well, you know, at the Cubs convention this year, typically I do a panel with pitchers. And Kyle's always on the panel because he's not going to say no for one, and people like to hear from him for two. And this year, at the start of it, I said, you know, one of these years we're going to have this conversation at the Cubs convention. It's going to be the last time we ever do it. You know, didn't know exactly what the future would hold for Kyle.
Sure.
But it was kind of a wistful moment, at least for me, and you know, we just kind of chuckled about it a little bit.
In spring training, Craig Counsell would do these meetings, and it was just kind of a way for players to get connected and get to know one another. So he'd bring up an older player and a younger player and then ask the guys in the clubhouse, and this is when, you know, the clubhouse is pretty full early on, just to build culture, chemistry, that type of thing. And the other guys with the two players standing, one young, one old, they would ask questions. And Craig said that the entire spring training, all the players they brought up there, it wasn't even close how many questions and how much guys wanted to ask Kyle stuff. That he was far and away the guy that they were most curious about. I want to know this about you. I want to know this about you. So that in those sessions, he was the one guy that it really stood out over the course of spring training, that the other players just wanted to know stuff about. Two. And that one gets past Bethancourt all the way to the backstop.
Yeah, well, you know, obviously with his career, you could understand the nature of the baseball questions, like, you know, what was it like in the LCS? What was it like pitching in the World Series? And then just an opportunity to get to know the guy.
Three and two. Pitch to Friedel. Right field. Tachman is there and waiting for it. And makes the catch. Red scored 3 times, so Cubs got their work cut out for him. By the way, according to Sports Radar, back to 1901, it's the only time the Cubs have gone to extras scoreless in the final regular season.
Never before happened.
Never.
Wow, you're witness
to the game. It's brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. It's you, Kevin Flagg. It's you, Bobby. We toast to you, our entire outstanding crew. Great work. Kamka didn't agree to this. Pederis. Show them the whole. There it is. That's the main cam.
There you are.
Hi, everybody.
Sausage is
yes.
And eaten.
Lear, wait one more time. Just one more. Yes, there you go. Hi.
Where's Foxy? Foxy's not turning around.
Where is Foxy? There he is. That's Mike Fox. He's our director. Ready, camera 2.
Well, Cubs need a rally here in the bottom of the 10th to come back. A nice little walk-off W on the final day of the season. A lot of work to be done. But they got a head start. Buck Farmer's out there for the Reds, looking for his first save of the 2024 season.
Do you know that in his career, Ian Happ has hit 20% of his home runs against the Reds?
I know he's done a lot of damage against them, but that's a big number.
Yeah, man.
20%. They're ready to enshrine Ian in Cooperstown in Cincinnati, what they've seen him do.
By the way, Blake Dunn is in left. Adam Dunn is at home. And Stevenson is now catching.
Dunn is at home. Might be at home.
I don't know. You know what? We'll see.
Might be in a duck blind somewhere.
I just texted him. Hang on. Line drive. Oh my goodness, what a play. India. That's not fair. Jonathan India, that is a brilliant play. He steals a hit, and if it gets through, that's a run.
Yeah, and that's Cubs would have been cooking here in the bottom of the 10th. Outstanding work by Jonathan India.
Popped up India, and that is out number 2. Adam Dunn is home. He's watching football. That's true. Well, it'll be left up to Seiya Suzuki.
Cubs with 83 wins, the exact total they had last year. Has had himself a year with a very good numbers. Fred Counsell asked about him before the game, said there's a little more in there, he believes.
Well, we touched on it yesterday. You're talking about going back to August 1st of last season. He's working on about 800 plate appearances of a 900 OPS. And that's top 10 in baseball. It's an extended stretch.
MLB.com does an end of the year all-star team. You know, and they put out a list of the nominees. He's one of them. He and Ian are nominated as outfielders.
Yeah, they've been two of the better outfielders in the NL. Good take right there. And now it's 3-2.
I think from the position player group, those are the only 2 Cubs.
Popped up right side. And that'll hit the net again. Another chance. Seiya.
Some of the fans have left, but there's a spirited group here that don't want to see this game or this season end just yet.
And Seiya will take his base. And the tying run will come to the plate in the form of Michael Busch.
Not have an official at bat today. 4 trips, and he's walked all 4 times.
How many guys have gone 4 walks and a 3-run homer? Asking for a friend. There goes Sam. And the pitch is a strike.
Take away that force option at second base.
Oh, 2.
He wanted to do damage. Might as well let it eat. Try to do something big. Maybe be willing to shorten up now that there's 2 strikes. Talked to a number of players over the years. They'll say, I just hate making the last out of a game.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want to make the last out of the season.
Yeah. Second and third, 2 down. Fly ball left field. Done.
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 Over and done.
3-zip your final. And the Cubs fall on the final day of the regular season. Well, this one was a bummer, but I don't know. I'm still a little energized by what we saw yesterday with Kyle. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was certainly a highlight, and on many levels a disappointing season, but it's always a fun season, and appreciate everybody letting us into their living rooms and man caves and women caves and kitchens and wherever you watch Cubs baseball. It's been a fun year.
Yeah, really appreciate it. No question about it. A fun time always with our group. A lot of laughs, a lot of fun, and yeah, hopefully on to the playoffs next year.
Yeah, I'm so thankful for you guys. We have so much fun. Grateful to work with both of you, everybody in the truck, and I can't wait to listen to Boog for the next month all the way to the World Series. So hope everybody at home will join me in that, because you're going to crush it, Boog. I can't wait for your second year calling that. I know how much it means to you, so that's going to be awesome.
It should be fun, and this is cool. The players coming out and thanking the fans. JD, thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Great work as always. It's been a blast. You can hug me all you want, pal.
All right. I appreciate it. For Jim DeShays, Taylor McGregor, and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for watching Chicago Cubs baseball all season long here on Marquee Sports Network. And again, thanks to our great crew. It's been our pleasure bringing you these games. All right, coming up after the break, Cubs postgame live. Cole Wright, Elise Medeker, Cliff Floyd. And it's brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Stay with us.